on to the community boards, and first up is Spreydon-Cashmere-Heathcote and Callum and Kia, both here. Thank you.
As you're saying,
Good to see you again.
See you, Tim.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're really not with it today, are you, mate?
no.
And
I'm
this,
really
just so everyone knows, this covers May and June reports because we didn't have what's right.
Thanks for us welcoming us back. Ngā mihi nui. Get right into it. Oh. Cool. So just starting off with a picture up there is of the Crest community group. They are at an information session around community support and emergency response. This is just a bit of a sits in a bit of a context of our board for adaptation planning and emergency response. So our board recently had a presentation from staff around the next stages of adaptation planning, which we're really excited about. Staff have completed an initial piece of work in the Banks Peninsula and looking at different options for where to next for adaptation planning around the area from Sumner right up the parts of the city. It's really, really important for our communities, and we've got a huge number of groups that are really interested in this topic. So we're expecting wherever we finally decide to begin the next phase that will have lots of residents on board as well who can participate. So looking forward to that. Not yet. No. Next slide, please. Okay. Cool. We've had lots of activity in Addington over the last few weeks from the neighbourhood building project we've got, which is called Kia Ora Addington. So this is one of our board priorities. We've tried a different model of funding here to invest in community leaders and building a platform, a network of volunteer leaders within the community who have access to networks and resources to support members of the community who want to come forward and run events and activities in the community. So it's a funding model that's been picked up by DIA, who are now trialling a similar approach in other parts of our city, including Hoonhay and another suburb which escapes my memory at the moment. It's not in our ward, yeah, so it doesn't really sit on my radar at all. So we're really proud of that achievement. That obviously we've seen a lot of success there. We encourage you to ask us about it more after this. Selwyn and Milton Street, I'll jump onto that next. This is a really hot topic for our board. Next slide, please. Actually, you might want to put that one.
Yeah, so Selwyn and Milton, it's a really busy intersection. It's probably a classic of that case where we've got densification, more housing going in. Lots of those houses have kids in them, which is awesome, and there's lots of schools around there. You've got Summerfield, you've got Crashers South, you've got Cashmere High, and you've also got the fact that with growth out in Hallswell, Milton Street is picking up a lot of traffic, and it's becoming busier and busier. So there's a lot of concern in the community around the safety of that intersection, particularly following a really tragic accident that happened with a child on the way to school there recently. So that came to us in public forum, and there's some thoughts around potentially looking at the speed of that intersection and whether something like a barnstands crossing model might help. We've got some minor safety improvements coming to the board as part of CRAF, but we really want to keep thinking about how can we make these kind of intersections safe for everyone who uses them.
So add to that really is that traffic safety, pedestrian safety, especially for kids, just continues to be a really, really high priority issue for everyone in our board across our whole board area. Next slide, please.
Cave Rock. Yeah, the Cave Rock lights. I guess the first thing to say is, look, this has been a contentious issue, and we're really committed to working for it respectfully. But we also need the community to come along with us on that journey. So a bit of a, I guess, plea that people are respectful as we work through this, because there are some hot button issues at the end. So we've gone out to consult between the 12th and the 28th of May. We've asked about the schedule of the light operation, brightness, and the configuration of the lights, and we'll be looking to have advice back to us on the 28th of August, where we will be looking to make a decision. But again, I guess we know this is going to be contentious, and the more that people can come with a positive and open attitude to that process is going to be.
Thank you. And just finally, the last couple of slides here. We had a really successful Community Pride Garden Awards and Edible Sustainable Garden Awards with lots of attendees and really good buzz in the community about that. And yeah, and final slide. Towards double advocacy around the Grange Street renewal, Waterlane renewal, and we're happy to say that that's gone ahead. So yeah, fixing a really sore point for our community as well. So yeah, that's all we've got to say today.
Tyler had his hand up earlier, so we'll just do one question.
It's about item 12.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. But did you ask about, do you know about the agenda on the table today with item 12 around the delegations for partners?
Oh yes, can you remind me?
Is this the plan A?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You seem to be affected, but it's not noted in the report, unless I'm mistaken.
Do you want me to talk to that?
yeah,
one,
yeah,
Aaron?
for a kid, yeah.
So my favourite topic, community board delegations. Look, I think what I would say is that fundamentally the best way to make good decisions is to have good processes and good people. I think I would encourage. I think delegations are not the most important thing in terms of exactly who does what. So it's about having good people with good processes. I'm always slightly concerned. I think, as you've seen, the board has a lot more capacity to get into the nitty gritty of issues. So we always want to make sure we're balancing our capacity as a board to get into the nitty gritty and really engage with residents. We can do a site visit to somewhere like Selwyn and Milton in a way that the council just can't do a site visit. So I think there's a trade-off there, and I guess that's kind of my take on that.
The real question would be, were you given opportunity to be consulted, or does the board know about it?
Not as a board, no. We had a conversation about it. Had board chairs, but yeah.
Okay, no worries, thanks.
Okay, thank you, gents. Right.